Being a technology teacher for 2 elementary schools in my district makes technology integration very important for both myself and my administration. A lot of my colleagues rely on me to help them achieve technology goals within their classroom. My job is to make sure I can provide authentic digital learning tools that both myself and colleagues can use. There are so many wonderful digital resources that teachers can use. However, some teachers are afraid or resistant. They feel they will not have the time to learn something new, or it seems too complicated. That's when I had the idea that if I wanted to promote real change in my district, I needed to go back to school to further educate myself in finding the balance of technology in education. I remember when I first started the Digital Learning and Leading program. I was ready to look for the do's and the don'ts of the assignments. I wanted to know exactly what the professor wanted so I could check it off the list. When I started my first course, I thought to myself that the assignments seemed a bit vague and that maybe there was a mistake. To be honest, when I was told that it was my choice on how I planned on creating my assignments, I became scared. I was so used to the safety net of traditional learning that I felt uncomfortable and out of place. It wasn't until I finished my first assignment and received my feedback that I realized that this type of program was right for me. Over the past 18 months, I learned a lot about growth mindset. I've always considered myself an optimistic person who always sees the silver lining. Growth mindset is definitely more predominant in my thinking. In my career, I always look for ways to grow and improve what I'm doing. I go to workshops, read blogs, and even now, finishing my master's degree will only help me become a better educator. The innovation plan I have created is a STEAM lab with a blended learning environment that can be streamlined into the school day. I want students to come into the lab and work on different topics, learn with different methods, and create projects that show their passion for learning. In order for this to be feasible, the teachers need to be involved in the blended learning model to help support the students and their endeavors. Although my innovation plan is slow-moving, some of the components of my plan have come to fruition. One of the major things that I was able to accomplish was launching the actual space for the STEAM Lab back in November of 2017. Students were able to come into the lab and experience a blended learning environment. They learned concepts, explored digitally online, as well as complete hands-on tasks in groups. With all the new equipment and resources, students had the opportunity to solve real-life problems and present their learning in an authentic way. I started to realize that in the beginning, my approach to making change happen was solely based on appealing to the logical side of things. I realized, however, that I was going about change in the wrong way. Even though I have adopted a plan with my own heart, I need to make sure I promote the idea to everyone else with the message to their heart. What I also learned throughout this process is that without support from teachers and administrators, some plans can go unfinished or become unsuccessful. I realized that I need to be able to stress the importance of a blended learning environment in the STEAM Lab and how teachers need to support this idea in their classrooms. Also, throughout this process, I have discovered the importance of having a successful professional learning plan that can help with implementation of new ideas or concepts. One thing I plan on adding to my innovation plan is to offer a flipped classroom experience where students and teachers can watch videos of me explaining what will happen the following day when they enter the lab. That way, students can ask questions first thing when they come in, and I can address any issues there might be. My goal is to become a technology coach for my district. I would like to show my administration that it is possible from my position to become more for helping teachers, which will help students as well. Blended learning, flipped classroom approach, and digital learning is something I am passionate about. I feel I need to make sure that teachers know that they can do these types of approaches in their classroom as well. By being a technology coach, I would be able to better help teachers restructure their classrooms for students to learn in an authentic way.